Hello everybody and welcome to the video here for lesson number 2 in geometry. We are talking about equilateral triangles, and I know this construction is familiar because we just did it in lesson number 1, but we do some different things with it here in lesson number 2. So first question says, is triangle ABC equilateral? Well, to prove it's equilateral, I just have to show that all of the sides are the same distance from each other. Well, to do that, I could easily do it with my compass. So I'm going to start by taking my compass, opening it up to be the length of one of the sides. In class, I noticed most of you were choosing side AC, which is fine, so that's how I did it in the video. You could have chose any side that you wanted. So if I choose AC, I open this up to be the length of A to C, and I make an arc. That arc shows that that's the distance between A and C. Notice that's not the same distance between A and B. It's a little bit off. So if I go back and do the same thing from point C, we'll notice the intersection of my two arcs is not at point B. Because it's not at point B, what that's telling me is that point B is actually supposed to be here. So this is not an equilateral triangle. Number two says to construct an equilateral triangle using AB as one of its sides. So the first thing I would have done, just because the picture is not great, is I would have put an actual point at A and a point at B, just so I have a reference point. If you didn't do that, it's not wrong. If we then go through and open up our compass from A to B, I then can make an arc around A and an arc around B. This is going to allow me two possible points for point C. How do I know it's point C other than the alphabet? It tells us it's triangle ABC. So I'm going to put point C up here, label the point, and I'm going to connect my points using a straight edge. So I'll connect A to C and B to C as well. There's my triangle. Last question in homework says to construct an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. Now, the equilateral triangle construction is essentially the same as the hexagon construction when it's inscribed inside of a circle. The only difference is instead of using all 6 points, we just use points every other. So the first thing we have to do is we have to draw a diameter. Remember, in class, we said that there were 2 ways of doing this construction. It honestly does not matter to me which one you do. So I'm going to draw a diameter, and I'm going to label that diameter A, B. Notice the diameter is the whole length of the circle. I don't want the whole length of the circle, but what I do want is I want to make it so that I know where those little marks need to be. So to do that, I'm going to take my compass and open it up so it's the distance from the center of the circle to one of the 2 points. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Oops. Wrong button. Okay. So if I open up the compass to B, I then can make a mark from either A or B using that same distance. So if I put the point or the open circle of the safety compass on point B, I then can make a mark. What this mark does is it creates 2 points here and here. Those 2 points I'm going to call C and D. I want to label the points, even though they're out of alphabetical order, it doesn't really matter. Each one of those points is an equal distance away from each other. So we can say is triangle A, C, D is an equilateral triangle. Now, if I wanted to continue this construction, or if this construction said hexagon instead of equilateral triangle, I would have made that same blue arc from point A. and I would have cut my circle's circumference into 6 equal parts instead of 3 equal parts like we just did. That's the video, short and sweet. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully you're doing your homework. And if you don't have a compass of your own, please either buy one or come and see me during your free period so that you can actually do your homework.